Good morning, my name is Camila Neira and this is my fourth video about a class that I will approach. This class is called News Media. Students will learn about news around the world. The grade I will teach is the first baccalaureate. The duration of the class will last 45 minutes and the proficiency level is elementary A2.2. And the last plan designer is my name, Camila Neira. To begin the class and to plan this class, I have to have objectives, which I will then I will distribute the information to compose my class, and I will focus on 4 objectives: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. The listening objective is about that students are able to identify new vocabulary referred to Ecuadorian news. In the speaking objective, students will be able to speak about news using the new vocabulary acquired, which will be passive voice. And reading, students will be able to recognize new verbs in the correct form, which is in the passive voice. And then writing, we will be able to write about some important news about Ecuador with the use of the new vocabulary words. To be able to approach this lesson plan, I have to focus on methodology and strategies will be helping me to increase how I will design my class, which things I will put on it, if students are going to work together, which methodology I would use, and I focus on 3 of them: communicative language learning, teaching, total physical response, and audiolingual method. The strategies that I will use are whole class work, which will focus on conversations and reviews of worksheets answers, and pair work, which will be related to speaking activities. First of all, a teacher needs to have an anticipatory set to begin the class. The teacher will start the course by talking about the importance of knowing about news around the world and its importance. My person will tell students are relevant news of our country, which is right now happening, the COVID-19, 2019, and how important is it that everyone knows about it and how we have to live with the pandemic. That will be kind of like my introduction to discussion of the topic, and then I will start my main input, which is where I will detail in every step which things I will approach in the class. First, as I said before, it's important to begin the class with a small interactive activity, which is a warm-up activity. The teacher will start the class with a small reflective activity to give students an idea of the learning topic. The teacher will ask students if they like to read, hear, or watch news, and which devices they use to get informed. And they have to participate and raise their hands in order for them to be able to speak out loud. Then the teacher will show students some actual news around the world and teach them some new vocabulary. The students will review new grammar, which is a passive voice, and they will be able to work with a worksheet, which I will hand it out later on, a worksheet with some grammar, and they have to read and they have to fill out the space blank. And this is a very good communicative activity because the students will be working by themselves and focusing on the activity. And then the teacher will walk around the class and make sure that the students are good with the activity. If they are having some problems, the teacher will be able there to assist or help them with some questions. I will be always around to help my students. Then the teacher and students will check the grammar and reading answers, and everyone will have the chance to participate, which is a total physical response methodology, because the students are going to be by themselves there, wondering about if they did correct or not the assignment. But on the other hand, there will be many other students who will help to respond to questions, and everyone will have the chance to participate. Then learners will write about an important news in the country and or around the world. They have to use the passive voice to tell a news and to utter the activity. The news should have no more than 6 lines, so it shouldn't be so long. And then students they have to read again their writing, and then they will be able to talk with other students and tell each others about the news that they wrote, so that they can communicate with each other and then get informed about what's going on in the world, and then using the new vocabulary. This activity is very, very important because the students are going to be able to address the new vocabulary, new information, and they are able to speak what they just learned. The teacher will go around hearing their pronunciation and helping them when they have some questions. And to conclude the class, the teacher will ask the students some final questions. The modeling of the lesson plan is that at the beginning of the class, it will be a warm-up activity to enroll the learning topic. It is very important for all of them to have an interactive activity before they start learning something, to be able to have better results of the class, which is very important for the warm-up activity. In the guided practice, students will develop the class in some pair work. They will discuss about news around the world and why is it important to always be informed and know what is going to happen around the world, which is very important because news around the world are every day differently, and it's very important that they know what is happening. The independent practice, students will develop independent work such as grammar, reading, and writing activities. They will have to aim passive voice grammar and apply all these in later tasks. As an assessment, the teacher will show students pictures, videos, news, and explain them the importance of hearing, reading, or watching news. In this activity, the teacher found out a TED video, which is very important because it explains why it's important to always know about news. And it's very funny, this video, because it's related to the people that sometimes they don't know much about news, and they don't know what's going on around the world, and they just go around the street, talk to people. They don't really get informed about the important things that are occurring in the world, and it's very important, indeed, many other things that they know what's really going on. And for that, I'm focusing this topic to students because I think they have a certain they're very mature, they are grown up, and I think it's very important for them to realize the importance of the things that are happening outside the house and outside the school. And that's why I'm referring to this very important activity. They will watch a little bit of the video, not all of them because it's really long, but they will get the idea why it's important to always or every day read or hear or watch a little bit of news. Then my last part of my lesson plan is closing view and follow-up. To conclude the class, the teacher will ask the students to write at home a very important news. They have to write where it takes place, the date, and relevant aspects of the news with the use of the new vocabulary in passive voice. This activity is very important because students are going to be able to go home and search for a new news which is happening. It needs to be actual, and they have to write some aspects about the news, about the hypothesis of the news investigation, if there is an investigation of if there is for example, an accident, where did it take place, how many people were involved, and so many other things need to be involved in this activity, which is really important, and everything needs to be detailed in the passive voice so that they are able to practice what they just learned in the class. To finish the class, the teacher will ask the students some questions related to the topic to make sure that the students understood the topic briefly. which is very important because sometimes there are many teachers who like to end up the class very quickly and then don't ask even students if they really understood the topic. And in my case, I like to always make sure that they acquire a little bit of information. It's okay when students don't really understand everything, but they need to understand at least the half of the things that I will teach them, because all the topics are relevant to the English language, and I hope they have the opportunity to learn as much as I would like to teach them. Thank you very much.